we're going to do some trade targets real quick. I'm going to give you mine first, Wes. I'm excited about this guy. This is a guy I actually traded for a couple weeks ago in our main league. I lost Nick Chubb in that league, and I had some performing guys that were doing well. I had Zach Moss, and I had Jalen Warren, and I needed another key guy. And so this guy hasn't even been in my lineup yet, and you'll hear why in just a little bit. But I traded for Rhamondre Stevenson, running back for the New England Patriots. Now, Rhamondre Stevenson started out the season fairly well. He had a 14-point game, he had a 15-point game, and then he's had a few tough games that he's had to deal with in the past couple of weeks. He's played against the Dallas Cowboys. He's played against, I believe, the New York Jets, some tough run defenses, and he had yet to eclipse like 8 points over the last couple of weeks. Here's what I'm going to say. You can try and trade for him now, or you can wait for him to have another bad week this week, which I am anticipating against the New Orleans Saints, and then you can try and even get him for even lower cost because he's played 3 tough run defenses. He's still been top 10 in touches amongst running backs. He is still very involved with this offense. He is still a key piece. Ezekiel Elliott is not getting the starting reps. Like, that's not happening. Rhamondre Stevenson is still the guy in this backfield that you want. And after this upcoming week against New Orleans, his schedule is unfreaking believable. It is unreal. He plays the best run defense that he plays over the rest of the entire season is the Kansas City Chiefs, who are ranked 13th in run defense and are still giving up over 100 rushing yards a game. The schedule is unbelievable. He's got guys like the Raiders. He's got the Chargers. He's got the Dolphins and the Bills, which I know sound like the strong defenses. Their run defenses are not very good. Like this is something to take advantage of here. Obviously, he's going to have the Jets again one more time here, and it's going to be a little bit tougher there. But Rhamondre Stevenson is a guy that I am looking to trade for right now. I think he is going to have a fantastic, I was going to say second half, but back end of the season here, starting in week 6. And I think he is somebody that after this week, the Rhamondre Stevenson owner, after another week of 7 points, is going to be pretty ready to just move on. And I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for you to trade for a guy who should be a borderline, probably a back-end RB1 on a weekly basis from that point on after next week. So Rhamondre Stevenson is my trade target. I'm excited.
I love it very much, especially because I have just as much faith as you because he's been getting his opportunities.
Yeah.
Mac Jones is just not that solid. He had a fantastic week 1 and then is just not really done very much. And we're back to the quarterback controversy in New England once again. So Here's the thing. Rhamondre Stevenson, I think, can still finish as a top 10 running back in fantasy this season.
Yeah.
I think that is still doable. It may not be up to, what did you have him as, running back 4? It may not be top 5.
I dropped him down to like 8, and with the emergence here, I think I have him projected right now to finish as like a RB 12, 13, 14, like around there, like borderline top 12. So yeah, I'll back end RB1 for the rest of the season and to finish as a back end RB1. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I still think he can finish top 10. I mean, especially because
I would love it.
I mean, I'll let you know too that my trade target is also running back because that's how depleted this running back field is in fantasy this season. It is tough going. If your running back is not named Christian McCaffrey, you're kind of looking around for some help here. Maybe when Eckler is back after the bye week, he'll be playing the way that we expect him to as well, but it's tough going right now, and you need to take advantage of the running backs that are not performing, that are starters. So he was the obvious one for me, honestly. He was the obvious trade target for me. I knew you were going to choose him, but I still very much like the person I want to trade for as well. So, yeah, Rhamondre, go get him now. Or next week. Or get him next week.
Or next week when you can trade even less. Yeah, Wes, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're staying in the division. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. We're going to stay here in the AFC East because my trade target is Breece Hall. And I know we've been disappointed by the numbers. And yes, you are probably in a spot where you're thinking, well, he's a starter. I guess that makes sense. I know he hasn't been doing a lot, and he had a somewhat decent game against the Chiefs, but he has not looked like himself from what we saw him in his rookie year last year. And yeah, he had a pretty sweet run and a pretty good game in Week 1 Monday night against the Bills. But what's the point? Why Breece Hall? Robert Saleh announced he's been on a pitch count this entire season.
Yeah.
So now we unlock Breece Hall. Okay. Thank you. Now I know why it's been so limited and why he even alluded to it as well in, I believe, Week 2 when he only had 4 rushing attempts. And they asked him, why aren't you so involved? And he goes, I don't know. They only gave me the ball 4 times.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was all part of the plan. Apparently, this was the idea. This is what Saleh had in mind, is that Breece Hall needs to be worked back into the NFL rhythm and speed before they release him. Clearly, Dalvin Cook is not involved. There is no threat. I would rather start Ezekiel Elliott than Dalvin Cook right now. The Jets look pretty decent from their matchup against the Chiefs. Zach Wilson looks like he might be able to do something not half bad. I think the Jets offense starting to turn a page. I'm starting to believe in Garrett Wilson a little bit more as well. But Breece Hall off a pitch count, knowing what he can do, is very exciting to me. I'll admit to you trollers that it's a little tricky to get Breece Hall. I've done a lot of trades. I've only managed to get it in one of the 6 leagues that I'm in. People are recognizing this as well.
For him today, yes. You were able to get him in trade today. You gave up, I believe it was Javonte Williams to get Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. I mean, yes, that's not sending no one, but also Javonte's, the health may be
hold on. I didn't want to out him, but I need to clear. I wasn't going to bring it up, but you make it seem you can't get it for Javonte Williams. He didn't mean to press. I apologize. He didn't mean to press accept. He thought he was getting Breece Hall, even though he has Breece Hall, and he was just like, "Yeah, frick yeah, I want Breece Hall. The pitch count is off." And then he meant, I don't mean to out you, but I need to clarify for the trollers that you can't get him for Javonte Williams. And then he messaged me privately. He's like, I thought I was getting Breece Hall. And I was like, oh no take back C's. So you can't lowball. I just need to clarify that because you said you said Javonte, and I was like, whoa, okay. I told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna bring it up when I talk about Breece Hall. I'm not gonna say anything, but I need to be transparent. You can't get him for Javonte Williams. You have to put in a little bit of effort. I'll give you the context. In another league, I offered Alexander Madison, and that was declined. So you just need to feel it out. Breece Hall is gonna be great, but you are still. So was I. I didn't know what to say or do, but I was like,
the meanest person on earth.
I didn't do anything. I sent a trade and was like, let me feel it out and see what happens. And he said, oh no. So Breece Hall is my trade target.
Listen,
here's the thing. 6.
I'll just say this. When I looked at that trade, I didn't think it was like outrageous. Like it was, Breece Hall's been bad.
No, it's possible.
Javonte Williams has had good opportunity. He's clearly the guy. And I think people might accept that offer. I don't know for sure, but people might accept that offer. I think it's a possibility. So Breece Hall, boom. Rhamondre Stevenson, Breece Hall, go out there, get him. Breece Hall is going to have a huge game this week. Huge game this week against Denver. It's going to be fantastic.